Hi, I'm Victor, and this is my review of the 2020 MacBook Pro. So the first thing to go over with this laptop is the design and the build quality. As you can see, it's very sturdy. It doesn't flex or move or anything. It's amazing. It has great build quality that I have never seen in any other laptop, really. The battery is great on this laptop. I think it lasts me at least all day. Once you start going into more like heavy lifting stuff, like video editing and all that, the battery does suffer a little bit. But for most of what I do on a daily basis, this laptop is great. I've never seen it like slow down or stutter or force close apps or anything. So that's a big plus, and it's a big deal. It handles multitasking very well. There's 16 gigabytes of RAM in this model, so memory is not a problem with it. And it's very fast memory too. It loads things very quickly. The battery life is alright. It gets me through an entire day of use, but I still bring my charger almost everywhere I go, no matter what. And it charges very quickly still too. So you can get the full charge in about 30 minutes or so and just have it for a whole nother day basically. So it's really great. And plus lots of people have these chargers now since it uses the new USB Type-C plug. So you'll never be without a charger basically. I take this to the library all the time, and it was great because I could just have my friend's charger or something. One of us in a study group will bring a charger and we can all use it. And it charges so fast, it's great. Now let's talk about the keyboard. The keyboard is the one new thing on this laptop, and it's very good. I really like this keyboard. Almost like it as much as my traditional mechanical keyboard that I use. I use this daily when I dock everything, but the keyboard on here is very good. I'll give you a little sound test right now. So yeah, it sounds amazing. I love typing on this keyboard. I actually prefer it for like typing longer things, like long essays, long code, coding projects. It's really great. Another thing is the touch bar. The touch bar I don't find too annoying. It's a little annoying to change the brightness and volume on it because it requires an extra tap, but I don't mind it too much, honestly. I think it has some pretty useful features with the emojis and stuff if you want to text and type emojis and everything. But yeah, it's not too bad. The one thing I will say that I'm glad they changed is the physical escape key. That physical escape key really helps. Now I'm going to move on to one of the cons of this computer, and that is it gets hot. It gets really hot, like uncomfortably hot when you're using it for like, extensive projects. Right? Like if you're normally just taking notes or something, you can set it on your lap and it won't feel too bad. But once you start like, I don't know, playing 4K videos and stuff, it gets pretty hot and pretty uncomfortable. You won't want to put it on your lap. Make sure it's put on a desk or anything. And that's more of a problem with the CPUs inside them by Intel. Intel has been slacking on their CPUs lately. They're overheating, they're not as efficient, and that's a big reason why Apple is actually moving to their Apple Silicon in the next generation of MacBooks, which we'll talk more about later. Now let's get into the Pro in the name, the MacBook Pro. So typically what that means is it's for professionals, professionals that make money with what they do on their MacBooks. I think that the Pro in the name just means that the laptop is more capable of what it can do. It's more capable of running 4K videos and Photoshop, multitasking, video editing, all that stuff. It's definitely a very capable laptop, but I don't think the Pro name is really a gatekeeping name to say that it's only for professionals. I think everyone can benefit from this. And I'd like to compare it to something like the Adidas Ultra Boost. That shoe is for professional runners, people who run for a living and have to perform at a high level consistently. Well, this laptop is similar to that. It can perform at a high level consistently, and and professionals can use it every single day to get their work done. But it just makes the average user experience so much better. It makes it totally great. A big difference. Just like how average people will just walk around daily in Ultra Boost, average people will just use the MacBook Pro daily to do basic stuff. And you know what? That's fine. If people want to do that, it's okay. It doesn't mean that they're not professional or that they can't take advantage of what the MacBook Pro has to offer. In fact, I think it has a lot of great stuff to offer that lots of people can use, especially students. I think students can take advantage of it really well by opening a lot of Chrome tabs to multitasking between documents and everything, to coding. A lot of different things can be done with this laptop. And I think these people can all take advantage of it. Just like everyday people can wear Ultra Boost on the street, everyday people can use a MacBook Pro just for that added bit of comfort, added bit of performance, and added bit of reliability to their everyday life. Now, I touched on this a little earlier, but Apple is switching these MacBooks to Apple Silicon eventually. We don't know exactly when that's going to happen yet, but it should happen within the next year. So, does that mean this laptop is going to be outdated pretty soon? Probably. I mean, outdated as in it's not the latest and greatest, but that's with any MacBook or any laptop, any piece of technology really. It's going to be outdated within the next couple months anyway. So you don't really want to look at the specs too much. All you really want to look at is the longevity, the lifespan of it. How long are they going to support this device for? And Apple said they're committed to updating this MacBook for at least 5 years, I think. So the lifespan of this laptop is at least going to be 5 years. But it's definitely going to be shorter than most other MacBooks, where you could normally get around 6 to 7 years with them. This one's definitely going to be shorter. And you know what? Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's not. Depends on you, how often you want to upgrade your laptop, how much you care about having the latest and greatest thing. But for now, this laptop is great, and I love it. Now, macOS 11 is also coming out later this year for this laptop. macOS Big Sur, that's what they're calling it, and it looks great. I'm really looking forward to running Linux on my machine natively. I'm really looking forward to iOS apps running on this natively, or at least on the ARM MacBooks. I don't think that's coming to this one specifically. But macOS Big Sur looks like it has a lot of great features coming in that'll make the user experience for this laptop even better. So I think this laptop will still have the great features that it comes with, even though it might not have all of them. It'll still be great to see what this laptop can do with that new software update. So, what's my recommendation for this laptop? Should you buy it? Should you not buy it? Well, let me tell you real fast. I bought the $1,800 version with the Intel 10th Gen CPU and the 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I love this machine. I really do. I think it was completely worth it for me to buy this. Now also, I was on a 6-year-old Surface Pro before this laptop that desperately needed an upgrade, so this was really worth it to me. And I think that if you're in a similar situation where you have a really old laptop that you want to upgrade, this is a great thing to buy. But if you can wait like 6 more months to maybe a year for a new laptop when the ARM MacBooks first come out, I think those are going to be amazing laptops. And you should definitely wait for that if you can. If not, I think this laptop is definitely great to buy. The 2020 MacBook Pro, either model, the base model or the upgraded model to the 16 gigabytes and 10th gen chip, one of those two. I wouldn't really upgrade the too much of the base model, and I wouldn't upgrade too much of this model either. But I think that it's definitely worth the money if you're in the market for a laptop right now and you need to buy one right now. This MacBook Pro, I love it. I think it's amazing, and I would recommend buying it and keeping it. But if you want the latest and greatest laptop, just know this is going to be outdated within 6 months to a year. So keep that in mind when you're buying this. All right, that's it.